Hey everybody, it's Dave from Clean Pro Supply. Today we're going to talk about some similarities and differences between the Sapphire Portable Upholstery Pro and the Sapphire Truck Mount Upholstery Pro. Of course, both upholstery tools. If you have any questions at any time during the video, feel free to comment below the video and I will respond directly to your comment, or I'll send you a direct message and help you out the best I can. So to start off, I'll go through each tool and then we'll talk about some of the differences. So this is the tool portion, of the unit. It's a spray bar, so there's little holes here in the glide, and the way this works is when you pull the trigger, then the water will come out each of these holes, and then the vacuum is pulling on these slots right here. So theoretically, if you have your flow set properly and your pressure set properly, if you were to pull this trigger in midair, you may have a little water spray out a little bit, but for the most part, the water just gets sucked right back inside itself. So it's more of a dry tool. This does not have jets. So it's gonna function with high flow, low pressure as far as how it comes out. A little bit different than what you might be used to if you're using an upholstery tool with one or two actual jets, or if it's putting like a fan spray on the upholstery. Dry times are really good with these tools. They're very easy to use, very smooth, and you can clean in both directions, which is great. Clean like this or like this. So you have the trigger here. However, if you don't like the trigger, there's also a locking mechanism here. Some people don't like the trigger because you get the hand fatigue. So if you like, you can pull the trigger down and then just push this lock underneath, and now your trigger stays engaged, and as long as your water is on and flowing, it's just going to come out. And to disengage that, then of course you just hold it, disengage the lock, and then you turn your water off. The other option is, of course, you can have a quick connect with a ball valve on your solution line, and you can just turn that ball valve off. That's a second option as far as turning it on and off, if you do prefer to keep your valve locked and engaged. On the top of the tool, you have this flow control as far as your airflow. So if you're getting too much suction and you want to reduce your suction as far as how much is getting drawn into the head, if you have more of a delicate fiber or thinner fiber, or you don't want to have as much suction for whatever you're doing, then you can open up this airflow control slot here, and there's a couple different settings. It's closed, there's like a medium setting, and then an all the way open setting. So if that's a good way to control your airflow. On the back side of this, there's a little 1/8 inch quick connect. So this is where some of the different options or features come into play between the two tools. On the truck mount tool, this quick connect will be on the back side of the tool, which you can pop off. And then inside, it's probably hard to see because it's kind of buried in there, we have to pull it out, but this will connect inside this hose like that. The solution line will have that quick connect that attaches, and then you just shove this into your cuff right there. However, on your portable tool, you do not have that option. This line right here feeds all the way through the vacuum hose and connects directly inside the head here. So you do not have that quick connect for your solution line in the middle. This is a little bit of an upgrade because you do get a little bit of a swivel here if you have to change anything out or maintain anything or change fittings or change hoses. You do have that break in the line right here where you can swap those parts out. Whereas this, you don't have that. A couple other differences would be the size of the cuff. On the back side here, this is where you would hook up your hoses for your truck mount or whatever you're using to use the tool. You can use a 2-inch cuff like this, which will go around the outside of this cuff. If you happen to have a 1.5 inch whip hose on the end of your vacuum line, I don't have one with me, but if this was a 1.5 inch cuff, it would actually fit inside of this cuff. So very universal, very handy. You can also use a flash cuff if you're used to the snap together flash cuff style. This will also go around the outside of this cuff and fit nice and snug as well. And then of course, keep in mind that this tool is connecting right here. On the portable tool, a little bit different. This cuff is a little bit smaller. You would have to use a hose barb or a separate cuff to connect around the outside or the inside of this, but this would connect to your portable. The hose is a little bit smaller, but so is the suction on your portable extractor, so you want it to coincide. The third main difference is what's on your solution line. So on your portable tool, you have your solution line feeding up into a filter, and then you have your male quick connect. If you like, you can change out your male to a female, just depending on how you have your machine set up, but you do have that filter strainer in here to clean out. So if it gets clogged, you just unscrew this part, which disconnects from this part, and then you clean your filter out and put it back together. Also down inside, this is a very large difference. So when you take this out, you've got your filter here, but then inside this piece, there's a plate with a very small hole in the middle. What this is called is a flow reducing orifice. So your portable extractor tool will restrict its own flow based on what water is coming into it. It's not necessarily going to reduce the pressure, but it'll reduce the amount of flow into your tool. And the purpose of that is to make sure that nothing breaks inside your tool up here. Because if you get too much pressure, too much flow coming into the unit, it's going to ruin the components inside the head of the tool. So that's your Portable Upholstery Pro tool there. It just has the pressure and the flow reducing orifice on the inside, which is totally fine using with a portable extractor. But then moving over to your truck mount extractor, you actually have a flow knob, a flow control knob here. So what you do with this guy is you connect your vacuum hose, connect your pressure line. Of course, your head is already connected to your hose over here. When you pull the trigger and you see water coming out, if it's too much water, you can actually close this valve or open this valve to get the right amount of water coming out from the tool as you like. So depending on the pressure setting you want to use, maybe 200, 300 PSI. So once you get this to a setting that you like, then this Velcro sleeve here is designed so that when you place this back inside here, make sure that stays put. You can do another double test by pulling the trigger, and then you close this over itself. That way, as you're using it and you're dragging your hose back and forth, that control knob does not come in contact with furniture or the floor and then come out of alignment and turn so that your adjustment comes out of whack. If for some reason it does, then you just open it back up, but this sleeve should protect that so that your control knob does not change. So that's your biggest difference between the two. This tool is a little bit more expensive. Stick to using this with your truck mount. This tool is a little bit more economical, but stick to using this with your portable extractor. The reason why this is a little bit more expensive is because you have a couple extra features, some benefits that are not needed with a portable tool. So it's a little bit of a cost savings if you're using a portable. However, if you are using a truck mount with this tool, you do need these features so that you don't damage the tool and you don't damage the upholstery that you're cleaning. If anybody has any questions, again, feel free to comment at the bottom of this video. Hopefully I've answered all the questions as far as similarities, differences, and when to use one over the other. And again, Dave from Clean Pro Supply. Have a good day.